Mic check, mic check. All right, it's your pals, George Boutsalis
and Ricky Liordi. And this episode, we had the lovely Kelsey Rose on. We talked about her career in the fitness industry, working out, some of her favorite things that she likes to do about that. We also talked about how she got her start with some of the schools and some of the government-funded programs she was running. Talked about social media. And Georgie, what else did we talk about?
We talked campaigns. We talked little horoscopes. You know, it got pretty funny in the studio. It was a good time. I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Universal Nutrition, the number one in the supplement industry. Guys, everyone knows Universal. You know Animal Cuts. You know M-Stack. You know Stack. You know Egg Pro. You know Universal Creatine. All the good stuff. We use their products. Ricky's a you know him. He's jacked. He's on.
Heck yeah.
He's on those. Yeah, love their products, guys.
Tires got pumped this whole episode.
Fantastic products, guys. We'll link them in the bio. Check them out. Their proteins, their supplements, they're fantastic. My pal, I think that's good. LFG.
Let's go. We're live. Today, we got Kelsey Rose. Is that how you want to go by? Kelsey Rose? Kelsey Rose Fitness on the podcast today. So welcome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Rick, you wanna kick it off?
We're going to kick it. So it's funny. We were just talking about this last episode. Normally we ask people, how have you been during COVID? What have you been up to? But we're trying to change that up. Okay. So I didn't think of, it's not my best question to start off the podcast.
I was just going to say, I feel like you're stalling because you don't have a...
No, I say, what is your favorite part about being a personal trainer? This is one of those feel-good questions.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that before.
Boom! Great job, Richard. That's a good question.
My favorite part about being a personal trainer is actually working one-on-one with people. I love... People always ask me, what do you prefer, group fitness or personal training? But I love working one-on-one with clients and developing a relationship, because it becomes way more than just being their personal trainer. You become friends. So many of my clients I've been training for years now, they're going to be lifelong friends. They're going to be good people in my life forever. So I think also with any profession, I think that we all attract certain people for a reason. Mm-hmm. So a lot of my clientele, they're just good people, and they're people that I want to see every day and that I want to work with. So I think for sure that is my favorite part, because it's every day. It's when I'm working, it's not really work. I'm going to hang out with my friend and tell them what to do for them to feel good for an hour.
And helping them. I was gonna say you're helping them grow as a person as well, and improve themselves.
And I think it goes back and forth too. Yeah. As much as I hear about things going on in their life and personal stuff, you kind of are a 5-in-1 with being a personal trainer.
It's also personal trainer / therapist a lot of times.
But I can open up to them too, and it's kind of that safe person that you can speak to sometimes about things. Especially because a lot of my clientele is actually older. So I'm getting mom advice from people that aren't my mom and aren't my friends. So I think is really what I do love.
It's funny you say that you attract certain types of people, because like-minded people are automatically attracted to each other.
Yeah.
Finally, even me and Georgie, we're so similar. When we became friends at first, we didn't really like each other, and then we became super close.
I did not like you.
I didn't even know who you were.
I was a loser. Still am.
Did you think he was a little obnoxious?
Very much so. Sure. I still remember where I met him.
Whoa! Can we go back to the episodes where everyone was just boosting? My tires?
Yesterday, all you did was pump yourself up. We're gonna cut you down today. I met Ricky in first year. I thought he was obnoxious, but also I was low-key obnoxious. I just knew less people, so I could be. I was more obnoxious in a small circle. So he was more visible, and I was like, "What a loser! This guy thinks he's so cool." And then fast forward 10 years.
Here we are, best pals,
best friends.
That.
Well, Kelsey, me and you met back in 2012, probably.
No, I moved to Toronto in 2014. Yeah.
So where'd you come from? Give us your background.
So I grew up in Waterloo. I went to school.
What's the phrase for the Waterloo? Is it the Loo?
The Loo.
Is that what people call it? Toronto's the six.
The
Loo.
The Loo. We went out there a couple times.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Not my favorite city, but
Yeah, it's okay. Well, that's why I'm here. And then I went to school at Brock for 5 years.
And what'd you study
then
there? Sorry.
I did concurrent education,
Okay.
which is for teaching. And then when I graduated, I moved to Toronto. And I've been living here ever since. So since 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so at what point did you say, I'm not going to become a teacher? Well, being a personal trainer is being a teacher, essentially.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
a
the
different,
thing.
it's a different
that.
kind of
It
teaching.
is teaching. You're
Yeah.
just teaching fitness. So actually, when I moved to Toronto, we can also rewind a little bit. We know each other from the club.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah.
That's how we
from
know
the
each other.
club.
EFS, shout out.
Yeah.
What? That's how we know each other. Like, I thought it was like
Surprise.
Like telling, like, I don't even know.
What's
It's
the looking
so
at
weird.
that?
It's a weird segment. Sorry.
So
But yes,
yeah,
it's
I
true.
was, and actually a lot of people like my following don't really know this backstory. So this is
Live exclusive.
We've been getting a lot of
exclusive.
exclusives.
A lot of
lately.
exclusives. Kelsey, hit him. Hit him with the facts.
That's it. Okay. So I was working in the club scene right away. When I was in school in teachers college, I was also bartending as well. I paid for my school. I paid for my living. I paid for everything basically myself. Still do. So I came here and I started bartending right away. I had a job lined up before I came. And then
Where was the
while-
first place you bartended?
I only worked at EFS.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Didn't even work your way up to the top. It just started at the top.
Start at the top.
That's it.
That's the way
Great
we
way
did
to
it.
go.
I love it. I love it. Okay. EFS.
EFS. Oh yeah, I lined up the job like 6 months
Shout out
before
Sacco.
I came. No,
I don't even
that
know
was
if he's
before
listening.
his time.
It was before Sacco,
Yeah.
but we're going to shout him out anyways because he always calls us out for
He
not.
does actually listen. Eh?
Yeah, he does.
He calls us.
Oh, he's
which-
gonna listen to this for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Which is so random. Like, so he's in our like we used to fit like fantasy football, baseball, whatever, and Sacco's in some of them. And like randomly one day when we were early on in the podcast, he's like, we shouted someone out in the nightclub industry, like we said like
Mickey
the king
or
of
Maddie or
Yeah.
something.
And he messages the group
Stop.
and he's like, "What the hell, you guys? Excuse me, no respect." And I was like, first of all, you listen to our podcast."
He called himself the Godfather.
Yeah.
Something like the
You
Godfather.
should get him on here. Sacco needs to come on.
Oh, yeah,
Sacco,
Sacco,
this
you're
is your
already here.
invitation.
You're in.
He's awesome.
I
Honestly,
love
great
Sacco.
guy, great guy.
Great guy.
So
But
EFS,
anyway,
yeah.
so EFS, but I obviously went to school for a reason, so I knew I didn't want to be a bartender forever, but I needed that for financial.
Yeah.
So it's really hard in Toronto to get a teaching job, Ontario especially, or Ontario, but Toronto especially. So I knew that I wanted to work with kids and with students, but I also wanted to work in fitness because that was my passion.
So fitness was always from the get-go.
Yeah, I played
If you
sports
wanted to be a
growing
teacher,
up.
it was going to be gym teacher or something? Or?
Gym teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I did geography and phys ed.
That
I
was
played
that was
hockey.
two of my favorite subjects, geography for
Yeah, I played hockey for 10 years growing up.
What
Wow.
position?
Center.
Ooh, were you good? Okay.
Yeah,
she's-
it's-
That's a humble. That's a humble.
Yeah, you can say you were good. We're not gonna judge. I mean,
yeah,
we seem
no, I was
humble,
pretty
but
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of a big
I'm
deal.
trying to think if I know any
Yeah.
female hockey players. Who was that girl in at Western? Ashlyn. She
I
was
don't
friends with
remember.
Moretti, I think. She played on the Western hockey team. Did you play on Brock hockey team?
No, so I stopped because I wasn't really into hockey. Like my parents kind of forced me into play hockey because my dad loves hockey. But I was active
typical
and played
Canadian
sports.
thing.
Yeah, my entire life. So I started an after-school program, and basically I made like a whole like 12-week program. I started cold calling schools and got into a high school in Etobicoke actually, and tried to launch this after-school program. Wasn't really working because no student wanted to commit to a 12-week program, but I was there. I started volunteering. I started just getting familiar with the school. And then the head of phys ed was like, you should actually make this program that is a part of a government-funded program and pitch it to the school board and get into this school board and get into other school boards in Toronto, and then you could teach this program throughout the school boards. So I did that. It's, long story short, it's a grade 11 and 12 government-funded program, and basically it's not mandatory, but students can sign up for it. And it's something that came after our times. Like it's maybe like 8 or 9 years old. And basically every school, high school in Ontario has a different sector. There's 9 sectors, and one is health and wellness. So the grade 11 and 12 students that sign up for whatever their specific sector is at their school, they have to take 4 credits in grade 11 and 12, and they get their health and wellness certification, which they can then put on their resume and put on school applications when they're applying for university. It's called Specialist High Skill Major. Wow. So I create a fitness program. And basically I still do it, what I do now is I go into high schools and I teach this fitness certification for the day. And at the end of the day, they get their fitness certification from my company. And that's one of their 4 credits that they have to have in order to get this like overall certification. Wow. So that, like, my original idea didn't really pan out. But from that, I got that opportunity. And then that wasn't consistent enough because I go to the school for one day and there's only a handful of schools in each school board that have health and wellness as their sector. So it's not like I have like hundreds of schools in each school board. I'm in 4 different school boards, but there's like a handful, maybe 8 to 10 in each school board that I can actually get into. And I'm not the only service provider. Yeah. So for
there's
fitness,
other people doing it. Yeah.
There's other people doing it too. So it's basically just the ones that I've made connections with in the past that I go back to, and I do those schools a reoccurring year. So from there, my friends were like, well, and I got my personal training certificate before I made the program just to have it because I thought it would be good.
It kind of correlates to.
Yeah, like I just thought it would be good to have it.
Sorry, before you go on, I think that's awesome. Like we talked about this with so many of our other guests where they've tried one thing, it didn't work. They pivoted a little bit and it just took off, right?
Yeah.
Like we had Freddie Gervaisi. I don't know if you know him. He does Master Your Wellness.
Mastermind.
Mastermind.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had like one idea, it got blocked. He pivoted or he hit a roadblock and keeps transitioning. And that's kind of the mindset of entrepreneurs and a lot of the common themes on a lot of our guests. That you try something, just because it doesn't work, it doesn't mean you stop and you just quit or give up.
Yeah.
No, pivot, try something else. And not for anything. I don't know many young people that are able to do create a government funded program because there's so many hurdles, so many roadblocks, so much paperwork, and it's
Well, it might be all stopped now, so fingers crossed. But yeah, it's an amazing opportunity, and I love still working. It like gives me that little dose of
like teaching, like the teacher
and
life,
working with students after one day of trying to work with grade 11 and 12 students. I'm like, okay.
I can just imagine.
I'm good.
I just imagine. I'm just like, I remember being in high school. I went to an all boys high school.
My all boys high school that I went to, private it wasn't private. It was just all boys. They were the best school that I did. They were so attentive. They all were like,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was so scared going into it, but it was probably one of the best certifications that I had.
Wow. I would think the complete opposite. Like I remember when we had some like younger female teachers and I went to St. Mike's in our schools, like, I was like, man, these girls are like, these women are, I feel bad. They're just all eyes looking for anything, just testosterone going 100%. I'm like,
it's funny because I actually pitched St. Mike's too, and I had an interview with their principal when I was like 22.
Do you remember his name?
No, I have no idea. But
when this is over, we're gonna send you in the right direction.
Yeah,
our St. Mike's listeners, we gotta get her in.
Get me in.
We will.
But so pivoted and in terms of the school program, but as well, I started personal training, got my first client. She's actually, I still work with her now, and she was my eyebrow girl, and I basically like convinced her that I'm the best personal trainer ever.
while she's threading your eyebrows.
I had no clients yet, and I was like, yeah, like I'm personal training now.
What you just said is so funny.
I just picture you like looking up while she's threading your eyebrows.
Yeah, I'm like,
this
you
is
should
Rick's
come
callback
work
joke.
out
I can already tell you're gonna.
That's my callback joke.
So we're making a joke because Ricky does this thing that we say it on every podcast. People are probably tired of hearing it, but there'll be one thing funny that he jumps in on, and then like 10 minutes from now, he's gonna find an opportunity to keep bringing it back.
I'm a comedian. People don't know it
He's
yet.
the funniest guy in the world.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Anyway, sorry to cut you
I
off.
can't do it now because you just called out.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, I'll find another one. Continue, eyebrow lady.
Sorry, I just want to ask the question. When was this when you got your first client? Like how long ago was your
so almost 4 years ago.
Oh,
okay. So we're 2016, give or take.
Yeah. Okay. So I was doing bartending, working in the high schools, and then starting fitness all at the same time.
Best bartender ever too.
Right?
Yeah.
Best? The
I
sidebar
I'm not
EFS.
laughing at you. I
Yeah.
agree.
Sidebar EFS. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I was so good because I was just good at my job. I was never really wasted. I'm very personable. I can talk to people, but I was still like fast, efficient, and friendly. A lot of girls in the club aren't like
It's
super
true.
friendly.
Yeah. It's
so-
nice to someone like at the end of the day. They're sure they naturally they get it a lot of like you're dealing with a lot of like men and
Yeah.
stuff like that, so it must get tiring after a while. But
Yeah.
like to have that energy and be like
Yeah.
just sociable and nice, that does make a difference.
Yeah,
and it's nice,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So yeah.
Sorry, eyebrow
From
lady.
Eyebrow lady. And then from there, she started losing weight, looking really good. And one of her clients was like, oh, it's okay. Was like, you look amazing. What are you doing? So then she sent that person to me, who I also still work with. And then from there, it was just a snowball effect. I started my Instagram, and it's just everything. I was so committed to it, and I was so consistent with it, and it just kind of grew. And looking back, I made my Instagram like 3.5 years ago. Looking back, if I would have ever thought I would get to where I am now, then I would think I was like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, no, like that's not gonna be me.
Meanwhile, you tell the eyebrow lady, yeah, I'm the best trainer ever.
Yeah. You gotta fake it till you make it, honestly, though.
That's my 100%. I agree with that. 100%. Like, I agree. It's
Act like you belong.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It's like a mix, right? Like, you're not really faking it, because if you believe you can
Yeah.
do something, like you
Yeah.
can. So like if you
Yeah.
you need to act like you belong. That's true, right? Like
Yeah.
you can walk in any room and convince anyone you can do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
and
like
just
you're not
figure
gonna
it
be like,
out.
well, like
You're my first client.
Yeah, you're my
Yeah.
first client. I think I'm pretty good, but I'm not sure. Let's try it out.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, I don't give this person my money. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you come with confidence and
You
like that
gotta go-
swagger, you
yeah.
have to. You gotta have a little bit of humility, a little bit of swagger.
Yeah.
I agree.
The first session, I was like, okay.
All right.
Wait, okay, how was the first session? Let's back up here. How was
we
it?
still actually laugh about it now.
And she knows
because-
that now that y'all
Oh
obviously
yeah,
you're
she
okay.
knows. Yeah. And
Wait, so I was your first client?
you know, she knows, and she gets the first client discount, so she knows.
Yeah, okay.
She at the time, of course, was getting a personal trainer, so she wasn't in the best shape. I think like right away I put together like a 6 exercise circuit, but it was so hard that she could not do
Poor lady.
anything. And that's like not anything of what, like no like assessment, no mobility, no like me making sure her like foundational movements were good. I like threw her into
Like, sink or swim, lady.
the most hardcore circuit, and she couldn't do anything.
And she didn't get discouraged at all.
No, she's such a nice girl. She was just
I just picture her screwing up your eyebrows
I'm
on
like,
purpose
okay,
the next
like,
time you go in.
I'm like, okay, we're gonna fix it up.
Kelsey
Yeah.
walks out with one eyebrow next time.
What did you give her? Like 100 push-ups and like
No,
hard
like nothing
circuits and
even
stuff?
like that, like ropes. We had like a gym where we had so much stuff available. I was trying to make her do like box jumps and
Do all the high tech- like all the
like
fan-
crazy things like
Crazy
that I could
plyometrics and
do
stuff.
that
Yeah.
I would think that someone else could maybe do too. But no, I had to switch it up real quick. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna start with body weight squats.
It's funny when we talk about this. So Bex was doing these during COVID. She was doing a lot of these like online things, and my mom was doing them. And my mom would be doing them. And I walked downstairs. I'm looking at my mom. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, well, I can't really do any of the things she's doing, so I'm just kind of dancing around with
Yeah.
just to show her support. I'm like, Mama, God, I love you, mother. Like,
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
Gosh. Anyway, sorry to cut you off again.
No, 'cause so
I think that was the end of it really.
So from there though, did it grow? Like that was obviously one-on-one. Did it grow naturally just to be just one-on-ones? Because to your point, you like them more, but did you like start
Yeah.
incorporating group classes?
Yeah. So
And how did that come about?
I think that year. So yeah, that's like the following, like the first summer from when I started the outdoor boot camps in City Place, which I'm currently doing now. I have one on Sunday, 4 spots left.
There you go. This is gonna release
Actually,
Friday
no,
morning.
I have like
Thursday
2
night,
spots
Friday
left.
morning.
Yeah, Thursday night, Friday morning. Do you do them every Sunday?
No, so I'm just doing pop-ups right now with COVID, and then being at the cottage on the weekends, and the following weekend I'm going out for dinner on Saturday with my girlfriend. So I don't.
What kind of commitment is this? Priority.
Summer.
No, you gotta enjoy. You gotta live a little.
So I like doing the idea of pop-ups. So it's not like a consistent thing. Like I said, I'm kind of we can talk more about it, but I'm starting to put my attention more into online, given COVID and the circumstances, and I think just where the direction is going with fitness a little bit. So instead of putting energy into that, I am going to do pop-ups during the summer outside, and then more so focus on other aspects of my business, which I really want to grow. Because with group class and group fitness in person, you can have 20 people. Mm-hmm. When you're doing group fitness online, you can have hundreds of people, thousands of people from all over the world. Yeah. So just long term, that makes way more sense to me. I'll always do one-on-one and have that clientele. My clientele doesn't really change, so I'll always have that. But I also have people who work on my team with me that I give clients to, and that help me with group training online, because we do have some small group virtual stuff happening right now as well. We pivoted that. So yeah.
Well, tell us.
I was just gonna say that's really cool, because a lot of people, when they get into fit, I mean, it seems like a lot more people with the advancement of social media, with the ways you can do it, not just now during COVID in general. Like, a lot more people have gotten into fitness because it's their passion. They followed it. Saturated. And it's easier to do now. Like, before 10 years ago, you have to become a personal trainer at a gym. Like, you got to build clientele. Whereas now you can do more of it. But I feel like you don't see as many people trying to scale it. So it's really cool that you're looking at it from like a more big picture type thing. Yeah. Because obviously you've done like the one-on-ones now. And the next step, naturally, any entrepreneur would be to grow it more and bring it to the masses, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, my initial thought and my initial goal for the past year, even 2 years, was to build a team of people working with me and to scale it that way. And I do have a nutritionist, and I have, as of right now, just one other trainer, and she also does fascial stretch therapy. I've had other people working on my team in the past as well, but it's just really hard to find good, committed people who have the same goal that want to work for someone. So I have one girl, Bree. She's amazing.
Shout out Bree.
Shout out to Bree. We love her. And
we love Bree.
We love Bree. And it's just hard to find people like Bree and people like me that have the same style of training and the same goals and this, want to focus on the same things. So instead of doing that, which was, kind of my original plan, because I think also just looking at the fitness industry, that's what a lot of people do. So I think just naturally I thought that, okay, well, that's what I should do too, because it is good to, when I do, I can't take on new clients. So when new clients want to train, I don't want to turn them away. I want to give them to someone on my team.
Yeah.
So they're still part of my community. But instead of putting so much energy towards that, my next goal is to pivot, like I said, more online and making a platform, like a subscription-based platform where I have workouts and people are subscribing every month and they get unlimited access to all my workouts, and creating something more so like that. Because during COVID, I've actually grown, I think 7,000 or 8,000 followers, which is crazy.
That is a lot. Wow.
Yeah, well, I went from 17 and I have 24.
Still
unreal.
Yeah. So however many that is, I'm not very good.
That would be about that's like a 30%, 50% increase, 30% increase. 30%.
Yeah.
That's good growth.
Yeah. But I also was doing live workouts with another influencer in Toronto she's grown actually from 600,000 to almost 1 million during quarantine. Wow. But that's obviously helped a lot too. And I think during COVID, I was very consistent and I had really good content being at the cottage. Because it was just a really nice space. Yeah. So I had lots of content opportunities. I wasn't stuck in like 4 white walls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not stuck in a condo with the same
so I think just a combination of that, I was able to grow. And now more so than ever, I feel like I have way more of a community of people who are loving the workouts, and I get messages every day, love the workouts, people posting, doing the workouts. So I think naturally now, I think that makes the most sense moving forward, because it's really something that once you have it set up and you release like a new workout every week, it's just there and it's functioning by itself. And of course you're putting money into marketing and whatever, but
and you're constantly making new videos, updating.
Yeah. So the idea would be like one new video a week, and that would add to the cluster that I have. And then making like an online schedule every week for people if they want to follow that. So I think that's my next move.
Yeah. I was going to ask, do you find that people are more equally motivated in person versus online? Do you think now like a lot of online is taking off because people are stuck in their house?
Yes.
And like, will you think it'll continue?
Yeah. So I was always a little bit weary of doing the online, taking that route, because number one, I don't really love training people online. Like now I'm starting to see clients again, and it's so much better, but it's very saturated, and I don't know. I just never, like I said at the beginning, I love like that one-on-one, like human connection.
Yeah, human interaction.
Yeah, human interaction. But I think given COVID and given our new situation and our new circumstances, a lot more people are going to be working out at home. I think a lot of people have actually also realized that they actually enjoy working out at home and that they are seeing results at home.
Yeah. And it's not as hard as it was, 20 years ago.
No.
You get a couple bands and body weights, you can do everything.
Yeah. So I think people are really realizing that, that this is something that's possible, because a lot of women especially are intimidated from going to the gym. They don't love going to the gym because they don't know how to do machines, or they don't know how to use dumbbells or kettlebells, or they don't want to try squatting.
Stupid.
Yeah.
They don't want to. So that's a whole other situation at the gym with men. But there's also that. So you're probably a victim to that. I know. I see you like daydreaming.
No, I think man, I don't make fun of anybody at the gym ever, unless it's
I'm not talking about making fun. I'm talking about checking out.
No, I don't. I'm like, I call out people big time.
You like the side eye.
No, I call out people big time at the gym. If just like
gym etiquette, you're a big etiquette snob.
If you don't,
snob's not the right word. You're like
I'm an etiquette snob. Yeah,
like you should follow the.
If you don't freaking wipe down your bench and you sweat, like that's disgusting. Grow some manners, and like you weren't raised in a barn.
Do you find men do it more than women do?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
women, their problem is a lot of times.
Problems.
Actually, sorry. Let me rephrase that.
Yeah,
at Lifetime Fitness in Vaughan, a lot of the problem with the women is like they're coming there to meet people. They're not coming to work out.
My ex-boyfriend was like, I'm going to get a membership at the Lifetime in Vaughan. I'm like, no.
It is. Honestly, it is.
No, you're not.
It's one of the best gyms, in my opinion, in the city, in the region. I love it. But the problem is there's times where it's like, it's social hour. Like 6 p.m. on a Monday is social hour.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, like not for nothing. I came here to work out. Like I'm in my regular clothes, and there's people that come out. Like, I think they're ready to go to Cabana at the gym. And I'm like, you look better than I do, like, when I go out.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
You, like, wearing, like, all their jewelry, makeup done. I'm like, I thought we were here to work out.
No,
like, we're here to get sweaty.
I
right?
don't
like,
even know anyone who goes there. I would see on Instagram, like, all these girls posting at this gym. Like, so done.
To any of my friends that work out there, I'm not calling you out, but I'm calling out other people
so
there.
done up. So when my ex-boyfriend said that, I was...
No. You shut that down hard, eh?
Nah.
You're going to Good Life.
Planet Fitness.
You're going to Good Life, not Liberty Village either.
That's not happening. Oh, yeah. So I used to work out there.
Where? Sorry,
Liberty Village.
Liberty Village, yeah.
In my opinion,
also
it's the
social
most crowded.
hour,
Yeah.
And
it's flocked over to Bathurst and Richmond now.
Yeah, it has.
That's where
I don't work out at Good Life anymore. I actually work out at the U of T Athletic Performance Center.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's all students. No one bothers me. No one knows me. I don't know anyone. It's a beautiful space. They have 2 rows. I should not be promoting this because I don't want anyone to go there.
I heard it's like the Mattamy one, right? It's like the
I mean, it's okay.
It's U of T it's the opposite of the Ryerson one, right? They're both like new facilities.
Is that Ryerson or is it at Bloor?
No, she's talking about the one that's
right off of Bloor.
Bloor Street, like with the football field.
Yes, and so you have actually when you get a membership, it's pretty cheap.
It's expensive.
It's very expensive.
I might hit this place up now.
You actually have access to the stadium too.
How to never go.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. Like when I would work out at Good Life in Liberty Village, it's like you're squatting and you look behind you and there's 10 guys watching you squat
Waiting
or
for you
deadlift,
to.
or they'll come and
Try
to
pick you up.
correct your form. But like your form
like,
doesn't
please,
need to be.
I know what I'm doing.
Your form doesn't need to be corrected. Like that's just their pickup line.
Yeah.
So when I'm there, it's all
Baby,
athletes.
do you need me to squat
It's
you?
all like the sports teams at U of T. Everyone is just focused on their workout and
Less
it's great.
superficial. It's more about
It's
the
not
actual.
exactly just getting the work done. And a lot of my clients live in that area, so I just zip over and can go back. And it's perfect.
How's
Go ahead. No, go.
I was gonna say, how's I know you worked out at Hotel X at their training center. I've never been there. It looks unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Is it as nice as it looks?
Yeah, it's so nice.
You can get memberships there, right?
I think it's like crazy expensive. Though.
I'm not gonna go. I'm just curious.
It's I think I'm not gonna say numbers because this was
Hotel
a couple
X, hit
years
us up.
ago. But I think that you have to pay like an annual, like one-time fee, and then you pay like a monthly fee. Like you have to buy into
like a
it.
membership. Like it's like a
but it's
proper
not like-
club membership.
It's like a club
golf
membership.
course membership type
I think
Like
thing.
it's
that, yeah.
$300 a month or something. I don't know for sure, but I
But
think
the
it's like something
buy-in's pretty big.
Yeah,
You can use everything. I'm not that I make justified.
They have tennis
They have
courts,
tennis
yeah.
courts inside.
Yeah.
they
they
have a
have-
lot of amenities.
They do. They have like beautiful tennis courts. They have a studio, spin room. They have a yoga room. They have multiple different like rooms for fitness classes.
We should cut this part
They
unless they're
have
paying us.
Pilates.
We should cut this part.
Yeah.
This is a free promo.
Yeah,
buddy.
no, their space is
Gotta
unbelievable,
put out
but you definitely have to have money
Yeah.
if you want to have a membership there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of classes, like you're just listing off a bunch. Besides doing your one-on-one personal training, if you were to pick one like fitness class to go to, spin, running, yoga, whatever, what's your go-to?
Boxing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you aware that you're sitting in the room
I knew this
with
was
a
coming.
undefeated
Stop.
heavyweight boxing champion?
Oh my God, we should have
Not a big deal.
hit some pads on the podcast.
Honestly, I
That's
actually
it?
have the gloves under there, but
That's it.
Yeah. Where do
Undefeated,
you-
undisputed heavyweight
Never
champion
lost a fight in my life.
of Etobicoke.
Of
Wow.
GTA, buddy.
GTA.
Oh, I was gonna say. I fought in a charity boxing match last year.
Knocked him out. Second round knockout.
Yeah,
Cool.
but it was kind of scary, but yeah, put the guy.
Yeah,
Was
I
not
love
scary. Put 'em to
boxing.
sleep.
I'm actually doing my first one-on-one session tomorrow.
Nice.
With another trainer. I miss hitting pads so much. It's
Yeah,
such a good workout.
it is. It's really tough.
Yeah.
I honestly think. I don't know. I'm also was in bad shape when I was starting out, but I think hitting pads, like if you do like even 30 seconds to a minute, is one of the toughest things to do.
Yeah, it's really hard, but
Yeah.
I don't love spinning. I don't really love fitness classes. I end up just changing everything to like what I like.
Yeah.
I feel like most personal trainers do that though. Like when you do an
Yeah.
F45.
But then it's kind of rude. Like, if people came to my class that I made myself and they changed the entire workout, I would be
What are you doing
What
here?
the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, go home. Like do it yourself.
Get out of my class.
Yeah. So I try not to, but I also just know my body. I've had injuries in the past. So
You know what works for
I
you,
know
right?
what works
Yeah.
for me, but I do love boxing.
Okay.
I think you were gonna ask where do I go. So
Yeah.
I started doing.
Answering the own question.
I was gonna
like
say,
it.
Yeah,
I like
you
it.
actually cut him off.
Yeah.
Thank you. So rude. I gotta do this all the time.
Gosh.
You're not so funny today, buddy.
It's okay. I was funny yesterday.
You
I'm
were
okay with
funny
it.
yesterday. You were pretty funny lately. Yeah. Where do you go?
Well, I actually started in Toronto a few years ago doing one-on-one with a trainer, and that's kind of where I learned. From there, I started doing a lot of classes at Studio KO.
Okay.
It's more of like a box fit.
Yeah, there's one literally right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, is it KO?
I think so.
that one is
On Park Lawn, right there.
We're doing way
it's
too many
big-
free
it's big
shout-outs
hits.
today.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wait, Studio Kill's above Legree.
Yes. Well,
Big
they
fan of
just
Legree.
moved
Downstairs.
beside actually.
Yeah, they moved their own space next door.
Yeah.
I do Legree.
Love
I never
Legree,
stay.
too.
Yeah, Legree is one of the hardest things ever. I've never felt like such an inferior guy in my life.
Yeah.
In a room full of women doing Pilates, I
Yeah.
was like, and this is when I was like boxing. I was in like peak shape.
Yeah.
I was so embarrassed.
I used to do it twice a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did you want the one on King Street?
Yeah.
Who did you go
I
to?
was
typically?
obsessed with Bianca.
Yeah, she's
Shout out
great.
Bianca.
She was OG.
She's
Studio
really,
Legree.
yeah, she's good. She's good.
Now
I only
she's-
know these people because my sister would go and I'd
Yeah.
go with her and she told me
Yeah,
who was
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Now she's at Ultimate Athletics.
Ultimate Athletic. What's
That's in Summerhill.
okay?
So she does stuff there, but she was amazing. I'd go to her class every week. But yeah, so I did a lot of classes at Studio KO. And then when I really got into my fitness thing, I didn't have time for classes. Or if I could fit them in, I still would go to Studio KO here and there. But I also have done privates with different trainers. I was working with another trainer at, I forget what it's called. It's in the East End. He was like a boxer from Greece, and I was boxing with him, doing one-on-one. That was fun. Shout out to Johnny. I think
So many shout outs to this.
I know.
Wait, is it on
Primal?
Don Mill? No, is it in Don Mill? Don
No,
Mills?
it's on Queen Street. Oh my God, this is so bad because I feel like I need to give them a shout out, but I just can't remember the name. It's
okay,
Lee
they're not
it's
paying
Lee
us.
Baxter's gym.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Lee Baxter does the promotions too and everything.
Yeah. So it's his gym. I just can't remember the name.
As far as me, I want to go boxing now so bad. You
Yeah.
want to go hit some pass after, buddy?
No, I'm
Fun
wish
fact:
yeah.
when me and Ricky boxed, I knocked him out too.
Yeah.
It is hot up here.
I didn't
Are
want
you
to
guys
say
roasting?
I'm
My-
roasting, but I'm like I was also hot when I got in here and like
I like
I'm wearing
never
a black
sweat. I'm like sweating.
I'm alright. I'm gonna go down to an AC up more.
No, I think I'm just a little nervous.
Talking boxing. I can literally, we can literally
No,
just
it's
like.
okay.
No,
We're good?
I think it's
I'm okay. I'm not gonna die here. I'm okay.
It is kind of hot in here. So
I was gonna say I thought it was just because I'm wearing a long sleeve.
When we were talking earlier about like how it was hot outside, I didn't want to say anything. So every time I've come home, my AC is like a smart AC.
Yeah.
Or the Nest.
Dennis.
And I come home and it's like 24. So when you're away, it goes to like recovery
It
mode.
knows, yeah.
And I walk into the sauna. So I had to turn it down to 17.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling it. Now
My condo, I have
hot.
I have it set to like 17. I'm like, I want to walk in and just feel it. My mom's like,
is
do
very
you know how much you pay in that? I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I want to walk into like an ice box. And that's what I do. If I get too
I hate
cold, I'll
that.
just open my balcony. Right?
Yeah. What were we talking before? Lead back boxing.
Boxing.
So boxing,
working
yeah,
out.
just
Yeah.
I want to say one
like-
point. When you say you don't have time for it, it's funny you say that too because with personal trainers and with classes, there's only so many hours in a day that you can actually do it. Like you have your, I guess, 5:30 or 6 a.m. till 9. Then you have your kind of lunchtime crew, and then you have your after work crew. But there's certain hours where, unless people have different schedules, like a 2 p.m. class
Yeah.
isn't a common thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to be booked every day at 2 p.m., but 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, you're booked.
Yeah.
Saturday mornings, you're booked.
Yeah.
So every time that you want to do a class, there's no Legree at 2 p.m. on a
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
It's like you got to do the lunchtime.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Is there
Come on.
really?
No, maybe I'm
Most-
wrong.
There's
common
12,
gyms,
and
like-
that's what I used to go
Yeah,
to.
the 12
but
o'clock.
I'm
But then it's
always
like, why would
working,
you
yeah.
do that if you can schedule a client for yourself
Yeah.
and like make
True.
X amount of money?
Yeah.
Do you work out with your clients at all? One-on-one? Because there's so many a day, you typically don't.
No, not usually. When I'm like doing the virtual stuff at home, like I'll always do normally I do the mobility with the clients because I'm kind of just demonstrating and they're following me. But with the virtual, if I feel like I just want to get in a little bit of a sweat, sometimes a lot of the clients actually like when I work out with them because it says that they say that it motivates them.
Yeah.
I got a funny story about this after.
But if I can, I want to save my energy for my workout.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
So
'Cause you don't want to get to the end of the day and you got
it is
your workout and you're
exhausted
dead,
because
right?
a lot of the times I really need, especially now, I really have to schedule my workouts because before, like my setup was so perfect. I'd work mainly in like the Yorkville area, and then I'd zip over to the gym, and then I'd zip over back, and then it
You all
was just
worked
the
in one
perfect
area.
setup.
Yeah.
Now it's like a shit show all over the place. I have some virtual, I have some in person.
Where do you do your virtual ones from now? Do you do them at the gym or do you at home,
just
cottage?
in my condo at the cottage. Yeah. So it's having like 4 virtual clients back to back and just sitting there on the like. First of all, it hurts my back, and second of all, it's tiring. Like even though I'm not really doing any like
It's
much.
a strain on the eyes too,
Yeah,
right? Like, looking
it's
at
just
a computer screen for that
it's-
long. Is
Yeah,
tough.
it is. Sometimes I get dizzy after. I get nauseous after from looking at my phone for so long. So it's not ideal. But also after I'm like, okay, like I don't want to go work out now.
Yeah.
So
I guess just one on that note, there's some, I guess, pros and cons, right? So like doing
Yeah.
this now, you can scale more.
Yeah.
But also it's maybe like, not to say
Less
less
fun.
exciting, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
more work versus it's
Yeah.
more being like a hobby and fun and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
when you said about people want to see you work out, motivate you, I remember one of the first spin classes I took. It was at a Good Life gym in I think it was in Vaughan, and I'm not going to shout out this Good Life because it's the worst Good Life. Actually, you know what?
Roast them, Rick. Roast them.
27 in Langstaff, between Langstaff and Highway 7, inside the Adidas building. You are the worst Good Life ever. Shout out to them. I've never given a 1-star review on anything. Or maybe I've only given like 2.
No, Ricky's a big reviewer.
I'm a Google reviewer,
I love
actually.
that. Wait, I want one.
I'll give you a good 5-star.
Okay.
This gym, I'm not going to lie, I gave them a 2-star, and then I think I re-rated them because they were so bad to a 1-star. Like, just the worst gym. Just close it down. Just terrible.
Re-rate something. Like,
So anyway, so I was at this gym, and I'm doing one of my first cycling classes. I don't like cycling, but it's a good workout.
Good
and I was with my
conditioner for
mom,
the
right?
heart,
So
yeah.
you know, I just like to do stuff together with her. So we get it, and the instructor's a bit of a bigger, he was a bigger dude. So we're cycling.
Tell us your theory about how good of a trainer he is.
Well, hold on. So we're cycling, right? And he starts off on the bike, and he's going. He's like, okay. He's like, we're going up a hill. All right, we're going up a hill. Everyone stand up. You're standing up. Crank it to the right. Let's go. Okay, we're going. About 5 minutes in, this dude's drenched, right? And I'm like, I'm sweating too. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a tough class. And then he gets off and he comes, you think you're jacked? Keep going. Keep going. I'm like, buddy, you get on the fucking bike and you keep going then. What is this bullshit?
Did you say it to him?
I literally, he's in my face. He's like, keep going. What? You think you're jacked? Let's go. I'm like, buddy, you get on fuck back on the bike and you go.
You're pissed there.
I was like, did this big dude just call me out right now?
No, there's
I'm like,
3
bro,
things just reminded me of.
you
Sorry,
can't
go
even
ahead.
freaking ride a bike. Never mind, teach me how to ride a bike. Get your ass on.
Number
Never
one,
mind.
it reminded me of the Office episode where Dwight takes over the class. And
I'm
he's
so
like,
mad now. I'm just cheese thinking about this dude.
Was he like actually like yelling at you aggressively?
No, like he kind of had a
I
smile.
had a
on him.
different-
It's not like he was like angry. Aggressive. He was like, "Come on, man, you think you could do it? You're so fit." And I'm in pretty good shape, and I've got a little tank top on. I'm feeling fit, right? Middle of summer, I'm sweating. I'm looking good. And this dude comes.
I'm looking good.
Yeah, man, I was looking good. And I was like, being good. This is probably like Mr. Chin time. Like I'm like 8% body fat, man. Like, and this dude just grilling me. I was like, bro, like, you better sit the F down right now because like I'm about to get on your bike and teach this fucking class. I just swore so many times too. Oh,
You're pissed, eh?
freaking Good Life at 27 and
Oh, we know Rick's not going there anymore. It's
Oh,
funny,
no.
I had the opposite.
I shut down my membership and I hate talking about things.
All right,
negative
let's
like
pivot here, buddy.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
not.
yeah,
I gotta finish this.
thoughts.
I gotta finish this. So
I'm getting hot up here
Yeah.
now.
So
Shit.
they Good Life did this thing where they allowed all teenagers to get free
We're
memberships
not getting
for the summer.
sponsored by Good Life, that's for sure.
Oh, I don't even want it, man. Patch Evans, you're a good dude, but I think that's his name. Patch Evans,
Patch who?
the guy who started Good Life. He's Canadian.
Oh, not Patch Adams. That's a Robin Williams movie, buddy.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's Patch something, whatever. Regardless, he's a good dude. I read half his book, but nice dude.
1/3 of the book, don't lie.
Yeah.
You don't read
First
it.
10
You don't
pages.
read it.
But they announced this thing where it's all kids get in for free or teenagers get in for free in the summer. And I thought that was such an amazing initiative. Until I got there and I realized that they don't teach them anything. There's no free first class. There's no nothing. They just let these kids come in. And like I'm watching this kid trying to bench press, like he's probably 13 years old, like 100 pounds, trying to bench press 135. And I'm just watching. And I'm like, should I go there and help him? And I'm like, is it my job to help? Like, do I have to stop
Yeah.
my workout to go help this kid?
Yeah.
And then you got like kids with socks and sandals. And I wear socks and sandals too. No, I'm not hating on that. But in the gym, put on some freaking running shoes.
Yeah.
Don't just walk around like this isn't a babysitting session. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the parents just drop them off and say, hey, hang out here for 3 days.
Well,
while
that's going back
3
to
days.
the high school programs that I do. I'm actually dumbfounded when I go to some of these high schools, grade 11 and 12 students. They have no idea, like no physical literacy, no idea what's happening, no idea how to do a squat, no idea how to do a push-up, no idea.
like doing
the
bench press
first-
5 days in a row. It's like, man, what are you doing?
Yeah, like they all the guys think that they're so cool and that they can squat and bench press like all this weight when they've never done any of these movements before. It's just actually crazy. It's different when you're an athlete growing up and you're kind of already
You did,
in
like,
that
dry land
environment
training and stuff,
and you
yeah.
do dry land and you
Plyometrics,
do,
body
yeah,
weights.
so you develop those skills like at a young age, but other kids and students who aren't exposed to sports and aren't put in sports and aren't really athletic, even though these are life skills that everyone should kind of that should grow up with, at the point when they're 17, 18 years old, they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine them just then going to Good Life and, like you said, showing up in their socks and sandals and
Trying to bench like 135. Like, kid, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah.
Like, and you see, he picks it up, bends his arm a tiny bit, puts it back up. You see that?
Yeah, that's
What?
the problem too. And then it just
like,
perpetuates
what?
the cycle of like egos in the gym because
Yeah.
then you do just because you can push a lot of weight. Anybody
Yeah.
can push a lot of weight, but the problem is to do it properly, right?
Yeah.
So then it builds that ego thing where you go in the gyms, going back to the point of like how sometimes women feel uncomfortable because you go into and you see guys trying to squat like 4 plates and they go down a little bit and push up and say, okay, cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
what
yeah.
what's the purpose of that?
Yeah, you're not doing it properly.
And it just becomes that testosterone fuel thing and
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of self-perpetuating cycle.
Yeah.
I'm literally
And then
just
Rick
thinking
gets
about
pissed
gut life,
this.
and I'm like, it just turned my whole.
I actually remember, but I'm canceling it to the point, not because I don't like, I mean, I'm personally not a big fan, but also through COVID, I've realized how much I can work out without going to a gym. I like classes more, but even that, like, I find it working out at home, it's harder to get motivated.
Yeah.
Like to get off the couch, say, you know, I'm going to do like
To
an
do
hour
a
hard
to do a
workout.
in your space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can go ahead. I'm just going to say, like, that's to do like a hard, if I'm at a gym, I'll push myself. If I'm
I
at Barry's or
agree.
F45, here, I work out every day. It just doesn't feel like I'm pushing myself
Yeah.
as hard
100%.
unless I get out.
That's my problem too.
Yeah.
Even so with me, I have 2 gym memberships. I have Lifetime and LA Fitness now because I F Good Life. So my my Lifetime is $150 a month, which isn't a lot. It's a lot of money. Like when you think about it, I pay $150, but I'm like, every time I go there, I'm like, hey, basically I'm paying $5 to $10 to come here. I need to get a good workout. I need to stretch. I need to use the cardio machine. I need to get a good hour of weight training. I need to hit the sauna. I want to shower. Like I end up spending like 3 hours there. Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I paid that much money.
can't do that.
I need to get my money's worth. And if I'm driving there, I know it's taking me 10 minutes to drive there, 15 minutes. If I only have a 30-minute workout, it's like, man, I feel like I just wasted time. Why even drive here? So like I have to, it's like same with my pre-workout. I take pre-workout and I think once I take it, I have to get a good workout or else it was a waste.
Yeah.
And when I'm at home and it's like I have an espresso, it's like, okay, let me go downstairs. The news, then you
Yeah.
realize I watched the full ticker go around. I'm like, that's like
Yeah.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
I just stood there watching it, not doing anything.
Well, I think that kind of brings in back the whole play of having workouts to actually follow too. And I think a lot of people can't motivate themselves to work out at home. So that's why doing and finding people that you like to follow and workouts that you like are so prominent right now because people aren't able to just motivate themselves. We're all
yeah.
different because we already had experience at the gym and we all are driven and we all like working out and then there's that, so we can push ourselves to a certain extent at home but for people who like kind of worked out here and there and like don't really love working out and don't really know what to do,
Yep.
following a workout and being guided through a workout is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Because that's their accountability and that's what's going to motivate them to
Yep.
do a proper workout.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you because, again, if you're working at home and there's nothing to follow or there's no one, it's not even about watching you. If there's nobody pushing you, giving you the advice, telling you, even if you, sorry, I didn't want to cough. That's why. So
It's such a funny cough. Guy like pan. Now they're having a panic attack.
I was like, sorry, I wanted to get the mic.
I thought you were going to throw up.
No, I have to blow up my shirt. COVID, hello.
They were all
I
alright.
forgot about COVID.
Yeah, so I'm having a
kidding.
good conversation.
This is
here.
honestly a lot of fun.
No, but yeah, back to what you're saying. I agree. It's like when you're working out at home, I think it's so important to have either a set workout plan, to have a set video you're going to watch, or to do one of these online classes because it's so easy to quit if you're not doing that.
Do you find when you're building your programs out, like, is it like you have like a generic one that for your program when they follow, you try to build it out to kind of fit different lifestyles, and that's just the standard one? And then do you do like personal ones that you'll build out, not like the one-on-one clientele, but if somebody messages you online or does your classes and they say, I want to build out a program, like, will you do it for them individually?
So that's a service offering I have. I make 12-week programs for people.
Okay.
So they'll tell me what their goals are, what they have accessible at home or prior to COVID, if they are using a gym, and just kind of their level, their fitness level, where they're at, and again, like what they want to achieve in specific areas that they want to work on, and I'll create like a strength program for them. So that can vary between 2 to 3 strength workouts a week, depending on how many days they can commit to, and that would be like an individual service offer that I have. And then in terms of the group programming, when I'm like in the very, very early stages of building out the online platform that I want to do, but I'll more so have different categories of different workouts. So for example, like I'll have mobility, I'll have lower body. I'll have upper body and core. I'll have high intensity. I'll have low intensity. Pre, postnatal. Like those are just examples. I'm sure I'll have some of those. But so just depending on what that person's looking for, I'll make a schedule Monday to Friday. Like Monday lower body, Tuesday conditioning, Wednesday mobility, Thursday, so that if they don't really know how to put that program together, they can just follow the schedule for the week.
Yeah.
And I'll pull like the workouts from my database. But that's long term. Like that's going to take a long time to build. So I'm just like at the planning stage right now for all of that.
Have you done any mommy boot camps yet? I feel like mommy at our age now, and you're a little bit younger than us, I think.
No.
We're 90s. How old are you?
91.
Okay, so you're around our age.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a tiny bit, yeah. But I feel like now it's like people are starting to get married, have kids.
Yeah.
I feel like the mommy boot camps are going to take off for like our groups of friends.
It's so funny because I'm doing a pre-postnatal course online right now, and my last slide on Sunday before I turned it off was the words mommy and boot camp should never be in the same sentence.
Whoops. Whoops, sorry. Damn.
Rick struck out with that one.
What else? So,
well, no,
I
it's
feel like
just
mommy boot camps are such a fun name
but
to call
I
them.
think, I get it. But I think that what she was trying to say is that there's this pressure for women to jump back into training and working out like after having their kid, and depending on the type of pregnancy that they had, and stresses and things that have happened with their bodies, you can actually put more damage on like certain parts of your body when trying to get back into the fitness world, just so that you can look a certain way instead of listening to your body and doing it progressively. So that's where she was going with that. But yeah, my clientele definitely is more so that new mom, expecting mom.
Yeah.
Because that's like all of our friends
at our age,
starting
it starts
to
happen,
settle down and have families and kids.
Is that why? So to that point though, because when you hear boot camp, like you say mommy boot camp, it sounds like okay, like it's like this many weeks you got to get in shape. It's time to kick your ass.
I think
but what I was gonna ask was, do they call it like pre and postnatal because it's like not as intense? It's more so like prenatal, like prenatal, pre-birth, right? Making sure I'm not on the wrong track. Yeah. It doesn't seem as kind of like intimidating, and it seems more like it's. I don't know. Is it more like a progressive thing? Is that kind of more the term to use these days?
For especially with post, there can be so many different complications, and every woman's body is so different. First of all, you should wait at least 6 weeks after you've had a child to get back into fitness, but there's a lot of pelvic floor and inner work that needs to be done before like progressing into high intensity stuff. So I think that it's more so of just like a caution. Obviously, if you're 2 years postnatal, going to like Barry's boot camp or something like that would be a lot more safe. Or doing some type of boot camp would be a lot more safe if you've done kind of that pre-work like right after. So I think that's just kind of the point that she was making. Like you need to ease into it, because once you have those foundations kind of, I don't want to say the word fixed, but your body, like you just popped out a baby. Like you need to fix down there. You need to focus on getting your core strength back before you can progress into doing other types of workouts. So that's why I'm doing pre-postnatal certification right now, because that's the demographic of women that I want to work with, and I'm getting to that age too. I want to know what's going on for when I have babies.
For sure.
Yeah, I just picture I forget what show it is, but it's like I don't want to say mommy boot camps now because you just called me out on it. But where they're like they all have the wheelchairs and they're meeting at the park and they're like using their babies as weights and stuff. I can't remember
wheelchairs. You mean strollers?
It's been a long day.
Who's having kids, buddy?
Been a long day, guys. Been a long day. Strollers gone.
I just bought my first stroller as a gift for my sister.
Did you?
Aww.
Heck yeah, G.
What did you buy?
I don't know. She had like a thing on snugging it. Yeah,
better,
registry. She's like, someone's just having.
Better buy like.
I don't even said it on this podcast.
The Lamborghinis.
My sister's, something about uncle, which is pretty cool. So she like sent me it last
Cat's
weekend.
out of the bag.
She's like, I don't know if I can say, people know she's pregnant.
Was it a bugaboo?
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah, it was a gray
Those are
one.
sick.
Those are top of the line.
Yeah, you know how expensive
She's like, yo, my boy did
you know,
it.
you know how expensive that shit is?
They are so expensive. They're
So-
so nice, though.
Mind you, I'm gonna be the best uncle, so I'm like, I spoil the shit out of this kid.
Yeah.
George's the type of guy like buy like little
Do you
kid
know
like a
how much they cost?
Lamborghini. Is it a boy or girl?
I don't know. Then I gotta
yet.
find out.
Kid George
I
buy-
know, have my guess. on
George
what
is
it
buying
is.
like a little G-Wagon like toy car for the kid.
Yeah.
Or whatever that kid wants gets. But yeah, they're expensive. Strollers are crazy. Not wheelchairs, strollers.
Strollers, yeah. But yeah, I forget what show it is, but they're like the moms are all meeting up at the park with their strollers,
a lot
like,
of shows.
holding their baby, doing their like shoulder.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You gotta
I love
get
it.
it in, yeah.
I love it.
What's been the best part for you, like with these online classes? Have you like met more people? Has it changed your workouts? Has it introduced you to new, like have you done more, spent more time researching to build your programs? Like what else has
Yeah.
been the best part that's come out of it?
I think, well, the thing is that in terms of me really growing classes online right now, I transitioned the small group training to virtual, which does bring in new people. But like I said, my clientele for one-on-one doesn't really change. I have taken on a couple people during quarantine because a couple of my clients didn't want to do virtual. Like I said, I do train a lot of older people. So, you know, people who are 60 years old may not, you know,
Yeah.
they're not really with the virtual and they don't really get it. So, but, like, would rather just wait until...
You spend more time teaching them how to like log in.
Yeah, like would rather
okay, you gotta download
just like that
Skype.
old school mentality, like just want to wait for the gym to reopen, which I totally get. So I've more so with growing the following, that's what's kind of bringing more people to my page, and they're engaging more in the free content that I'm posting. But that's what I mean. Instead of just posting this free content for people all the time, which is so great for them, I need to transition. Like I need to turn that into
Monetize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I put a lot of effort and time and energy into it, into providing new content all the time. So yeah, but it has brought in so many people, which is great. Like that's kind of, you need that community in order to go to the next step. If no one was actually doing my workouts,
Yeah, then
I
it's
wouldn't
tough.
be able to build a platform.
That's one of the hard things too, like that a lot of people don't realize when you're an entrepreneur. Like a lot of time you do have to put into doing stuff for free before you can monetize.
Yeah,
And a lot of
yeah.
people don't want to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, you know, like you said, at a certain point you do have to start
Yeah.
considering making money off it.
Yeah.
But it's good that you think you did it before that way, because it also builds the following that,
Mm-hmm.
okay, like who did we talk about this with recently about building credibility
Mm-hmm.
and
Probably Ernesto.
was it about marketing stuff? Yeah, like doing
I think
stuff
it was
for free
Ernesto.
and just like building that following, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like I mean, you've done this for a long time, so you have the credibility, but to get new following from foraying into a new vertical, if
Yeah.
you will, you got to kind
Yeah.
of prove to people. So it's I think it's good that you did it that way.
Yeah, no, so I think everything kind of came together and happened for a reason, and definitely have had some benefits coming out of COVID. So yeah, I'm excited for like the next 6 months to a year.
Yeah, and talking about kind of the Instagram and the content, I've noticed you've worked with so many big brands like Puma, for example, and some of these other ones. How did you get a lot of those, so like a sponsorship deals? Because obviously being a personal trainer, Puma, like I just know Puma off the top of my head. I don't know why that one sticks out so much.
I post them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have so many like great sponsorships, and for people listening, that's a huge part of your business. How did it start? How did you find these people?
Yeah.
Do they find you?
Yeah. So that's the whole thing with Instagram. When I started my page, like, I didn't try to be an influencer. Like that wasn't my goal. I just started posting fitness stuff and was super consistent with it, and I would do photo shoots all the time, which I don't have any time to do now. I end up just
But I think you
giving-
also have like 900 posts or something. Like
Oh, yeah.
you are consistent,
Very
and that's like
consistent.
consistency is key.
Yeah.
900 holes.
No, yeah, it's crazy. But it just came organically. It just came naturally. Like very seldomly or in the past have I reached out to brands to work with them. When a brand wants to work with you, or
They'll
a
find
PR
you.
agency wants to work with you, like they'll contact you. So once you start doing, like, again, it starts small, like smaller scale companies and brands, and once other PR companies and brands see that you are an influencer or you are working with brands, then same thing, like snowball effect. It just grows. In terms of advice, because obviously I think that taking a picture and getting paid for that, like who wouldn't want that? Like it's so easy. But you have to obviously have like the background and the following and the community in order to be able to do that. Again, I think with Instagram, the key thing is just consistency and just having like an established brand. I think a lot of the reason why a lot of brands want to work with me is because I am not just like an online, I don't have just like an online persona. Like they know that I actually work with people in person, and I have a community of people that I am influencing every single day. So they know that I'm like, they see my website, they see like, they're not stupid. Like they research everything. They look at past partnerships. I'm sure they go deep to make sure that I'm the right fit for the campaign. So, I think just being established and having a brand and having a business and having a company and all these things, it attracts brands and companies to wanna work with you. So yeah, partnerships are great. I actually started working with Shine influencers. So I have a brand manager who now manages all my partnerships, which is amazing because that kind of takes
the stress and the pressure off you.
Yeah, because it's a lot of communication back and forth with brands and negotiations. And if I'm training all day, and usually with partnerships, like they reach out and it happens like a quick turnover. Like they want the content within 5 days, but you need to negotiate first. Wow. So having a brand manager taking care of that, obviously they take a percentage as well. But they also a lot of the times negotiate a lot higher of a rate that I probably would have just settled for less, because it's still stupid to me sometimes. I'm like, how is that? Okay, great. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like it's like too good to be true sometimes, but because it's just obviously what the brand is getting from it is worth it. And you know, like influencer marketing is so huge and obviously it works. But what you're actually doing for that, like to me, like it's, I'm not gonna lie, like
paid
I just
to take a picture.
Yeah, and to write a caption and to get that approved, and then you post it, and I'm just like, how?
I do this for free, like.
Yeah. So, I've transitioned to the point where I can have that now, which is great, and they also pitch me for larger campaigns. So.
What's the most fun partnership or campaign you've been part of? Or like one you really enjoyed, even if it's like an event, like an influencer event or something.
I mean, like there's
Stumped ya.
So many. One of my favorite campaigns was, I've done it twice now, but last year I was the head of the campaign. I did the CIBC Run for the Cure. So I do.
We ran it. Is that the one in May? 5K?
No, I think I did see you do that though. It's in September.
Half marathon
at Queen's Park. No, it's either 1 or 5K. Did you
I feel like I did it, or I donated or something.
I don't think I did it.
I know it sounds familiar, but
I did that last year, and it was a really big campaign. I had multiple posts and stories and all of that, and then I did a workout with all the executives at CIBC at their their head office in the financial district. And then I was a part of the run day as well, and was there and had like a role there as well. So that was the biggest campaign that I've had, and that was the most meaningful, because I also do the Run for the Cure every year because my mom had breast cancer and one of my best friends had breast cancer. Wow. So it was just a really organic, like naturally fitting campaign, because the past 5 years I've done it. So that's what I mean. And the brands know that. They recognize PR companies, like they see that I'm there every year. So they know that for the next year, well, she would be a great fit for the head of the campaign or for the campaign because it's so organic.
Yeah, it's not
and it's meaningful.
Like, it's not like, hey guys, I want to support this cause just this year. You actually believe what you support. That's really cool too, because a lot of that's not the first time I'm going to say a lot of people do that, but because of how big influencer marketing has become, sometimes you see stuff and it seems disingenuous a little bit. So when you see anybody who really like believes in what like a brand or something or a cause they want to do and they support it, I think it kind of hits home even more. It kind of has more like more meaning in it. Resonates a little bit better.
I always try to I've turned down partnerships all the time that just don't make sense.
That's got to be hard to
and
do
I
as well.
think that it can be like
I mean, in terms of like, a lot of times when it's like,
Yeah,
post a
it's a-
picture
yeah,
for money. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
it's that people
Yeah.
would say you're crazy. It's so
Yeah.
easy, but it's actually
but
if
the
it hurts the
the brand, right?
followers
Yeah.
know that, like your community knows that when like I had an opportunity to work with the dairy farmers of Ontario, but I'm lactose intolerant.
That is not a good fit.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, like that. Just like that
Drink
doesn't.
milk, love it.
Yeah, that doesn't
Makes me
make
go to the
sense,
bathroom.
even though that's like that's a pretty good. It was a pretty good campaign, but like I can't say yeah to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or if, like,
Honestly, for me,
some,
I
like,
would have just
unhealthy
sucked it up
food.
and drank the milk. Like if Beyond Meat came up to me and said, "Hey, support our burger," I'd be like, "I'm vegan, cool."
Yeah. No.
You don't
I mean,
have
I'll
to-
eat anything.
You don't
be
have
honest.
to be vegan to eat Beyond Meat.
True, I've
right?
actually had it for the first time.
It is really good.
I had it at Starbucks, the Beyond Meat breakfast sandwich.
What?
It wasn't
They
bad.
have it at Starbucks?
Beyond Meat breakfast sandwich. Yeah,
Really?
it's not bad.
It's just the
Gives me
ingredients are
heartburn
so
sometimes.
shit.
Yeah.
But it does taste good.
It's actually
yeah.
not bad. It tasted like meat, but yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me just bad heartburn. Like I think Barburrito is like one of those taco places
Yeah.
that has it. So like me and John, we go for bowls all the time. Like maybe once a week, not all the time, once a week. And we'll try and change up. And we did vegan. We went vegan for 2 weeks, maybe back in January or February.
Eey.
And we did it. And I was just like, the heartburn I was having. I was
You always
can't
have
do-
heartburn. You always
I always have
Carry
heartburn.
Tums
too,
always
yeah.
with you. I know
That's
this
it.
because anytime we go out or on vacation or like out, these guys like getting Tums. I'm like, sure, man. Here's Tums.
So we'll go
Like,
to nightclubs and like they'll be like, oh, empty your pockets, and I'll pull out like 10 Tums, and they'll be like, what's
So
that?
weird.
I'm like, oh, Tums. Like, oh yeah, makes sense. Go on in.
Really?
I'm like, this could be drugs, and like nobody says anything.
Yeah.
Like-
Here's a pocket full of
Pocket full of Tums.
Anytime you need Tums, anybody out there, you see Rick in a bar
Yeah,
or a
I
club
need-
or anywhere, he's got Tums
We need a
on him.
Tums sponsorship.
That would be sick.
That would be fitting.
But they're probably P&G, I think, which is huge. Probably, I think Tums.
Hey,
is
dream
Oh,
big,
I
buddy.
just did Oral B, which is with P&G.
You're our connection.
Yeah.
We saw that. I saw that actually.
Yeah.
Oral B, the not the Sonicare. That's Philips. I'm a Sonicare
Yes.
guy.
Yeah.
But Oral B, good for you.
Yeah.
Nah, regular toothbrush for me.
You got nice jibs too, buddy.
Thanks, man. Very proud of them. I was gonna go back. The only thing I was gonna wait.
We were
I was
talking
gonna
about
ask you
jibs.
about-
I was gonna say Invisalign.
Oh yeah, I did an Invisalign too.
How'd you like your experience with that?
I loved it.
Because I know you posted about it at the beginning. I don't remember seeing anything later
I
on.
had to. It was a partnership, so I posted all throughout.
Good for you. How long did you have it for?
I only had it for 3 months.
That's it?
That's it, because I had braces when I was younger, but my bottom teeth shifted slightly. My upper, like my top teeth were, I think they they made them perfect, but they didn't really need much. So it was basically just fixing 1 or 2 teeth on the bottom that were slanted in. So it was so quick.
Yeah, I had Invisalign for probably a year and a half, and I absolutely love
Your teeth
it.
are beautiful.
Thank you. I'm a big teeth guy.
His teeth look the same to me as it did
So
before.
everyone,
Yeah,
nobody
I
knows
don't
it.
remember your teeth ever.
Yeah.
One day
not
Rick
being
goes, "I'm getting
nice.
Invisalign." I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"I'm pretty sure you have like."
I had a nose surgery too. For anybody listening, nobody
A
ever
nose
knows.
job?
Yeah, nobody ever. Well, I
Well,
broke
would
it,
you
so
say- okay.
I broke it. Well, mind you, I got it straight and then took a little off the
Yeah,
top.
you might as well.
No, nobody. Everyone's like,
You might
"Wait,
as-
you had a nose job?" I was like, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah.
But my Invisalign,
It's so funny because you look like the same person. If you look at a picture from before,
yeah, you
no
wouldn't
one would know
notice,
the
but I
difference.
noticed, and that's
Yeah.
what
But Rick's like
counts.
OCD. He's like, "Man, my teeth have a gap." I'm like, "Dude, no, what the?
There
What are you
wasn't a
talking
gap,
about?"
so there- a couple
same
were-
with me.
couple
I was
were
like,
crooked.
why are you getting Invisalign? I'm like, I gotta fix this.
Yeah, honestly, like,
We're Virgos, perfectionists.
there you go. I remember
what are you?
when I was
Taurus.
That's our perfect match.
Bumble,
All right.
Tinder, hit us up. We're
Yeah.
making matches on this
No,
podcast.
Virgo and Virgo and Taurus
Really?
are like the best.
That's why this podcast
I
episode's
knew
gonna
it.
be-
I was like feeling the Taurus vibes. Okay, sorry,
Nice.
keep
Oh,
going.
whoa,
Um,
whoa, okay.
Hey, don't get Georgie too excited. I love
Look
this.
how excited I
I
got.
love this. Man,
I know, you're
I'm
like-
feeling this connection, guys.
When I heard that, I was like, I know where this
you
is
like
going.
Greeks?
Greece, yeah.
Greeks.
Yeah.
She said Greeks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
same thing.
All right, let's get stay on topic here. We're talking about podcast.
Yeah, we only got a little
business.
bit
I love a good gyro.
Yeah.
Okay,
There we go.
sorry.
With
all right.
Invisalign, I remember when I was a kid, I had
funny episode.
Yeah, I love it. I had top and bottom braces because I had an overbite. So I had top and bottom braces or retainer for probably like 6 months. And my teeth were fairly straight back then too. And they're like, okay, the next step is braces. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll need them for like 6 months to a year. They're like, yeah, 2 years. And I was going into grade 12. I'm like, there's a 0% chance I'm going to Western, because I knew I was going to
Yeah.
Western with braces,
No,
like
no.
0% chance. So I remember thinking, I'm like, hey, get them fix the overbite as much as you can. So I did headgear at night for
Stop.
6 months. I had headgear at night. It was hilarious. And then I remember thinking, by the time I'm older, when my teeth really bother me, there's going to be some new invention that I won't mind doing.
Yeah. Bam.
15 years later, Invisalign comes, or I guess 5 years, and then it got better, much, much better now. But
Yeah.
nobody even noticed when I wore it.
No.
Like, you would kind of see it a
I
little
liked
bit.
it because it like gave me a little plump, you know, like a natural like plump.
I didn't notice that about mine. But
Really?
No.
It makes your lips bigger.
Does it?
Does?
Yeah.
I got big
Why?
lips
Because
right
it
there.
pushes it
Yeah,
out.
when you wear them.
Yeah. So I was like,
Kelsey's like, okay, brand deal. Pucker up. Like, you bitches pay for
Yeah.
this
like,
shit?
I liked the way like it shaped my face.
Hey,
I was
teach their
actually
own.
sad when I didn't have to wear them anymore.
See, I'm pretty. I've never had.
Because you know what I hated? Those little, like, attachments they have to put on your teeth.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, it's
I
weird.
know
And then
people that have used
it would cut the inside of my mouth
Yeah.
too. It was so
Oh,
annoying.
the
but
first 2 weeks were so painful.
yeah, I just remember thinking anybody listening, Invisalign is one of the greatest things ever.
Mhm.
If you can
Sponsor
use
us.
it, yeah, I would love that. I love Invisalign. I'm a big teeth guy too. I think teeth are,
I love teeth.
I
Yeah.
think it's probably one of the first things I look at when I meet someone. Their
Yeah.
teeth.
What is the first thing you notice when you look at somebody?
Honestly, teeth.
Teeth.
I think so.
Yeah.
Teeth.
Yeah.
Teeth, then eyes. And then, like, overall, just like grooming, care.
Well, hopefully like the inside too.
Well, we're talking, when you look at someone, you can't see their insides. You can't see someone's insides when you look at them.
That's so funny.
Oh,
That
man.
is important. That is
It
important.
is important.
I was actually gonna ask him. We jumped off topic. I was gonna ask more about. I don't even remember what the fuck I was gonna ask now. What was I gonna ask about?
Partnerships?
No, about. We
He
had
was
with the
gonna
Beyond
ask for your
Burger
number.
before. Maybe that's after. I was gonna ask about diets. Talking about the Beyond Burger. You're lactose. Do you do vegan? Do you do any other diets?
No, I don't do vegan. I just don't eat dairy.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that dairy is necessarily the best for everyone. Well, like I think that a lot of people are super tolerant to it. But I think that, I mean, this is just my personal belief. It should be in moderation
Yeah.
with everyone. But in North America, so like in Europe, like in Greece and places like that, I can actually eat like a little bit of feta and be completely fine because the sources of that is organic and clean and natural and all of that. But majority of people
processed.
here, it's so processed, and majority of people do have some type of little intolerance to dairy.
It's the same as like celiac and stuff too, because I know that
Yeah.
like I think we have some friends that they come to visit us in Greece. Like they don't eat any bread here. They're gluten free and everything. And then in Greece, like they can eat no problem.
Yeah.
They're fine. It's
Yeah.
everything in North America. It's processed. I think and
Yeah.
it's a generalization. I don't know for sure.
Actually,
but
Yeah.
Queen Street Bakery, Tony Ayala, his bread is gluten free.
where's the Queen Street Bakery?
I can't. It's all those like special non-GMO.
Yeah.
Most actually no, bread's got eggs normally. Yeah, so I guess
Yeah.
it's not
Maybe.
vegan, but this bread is like top notch and it tastes really good.
Sponsor us, Tony.
Tony, we'll get Tony on the podcast. soon.
Yeah.
Tony's, and apparently the bread's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I've heard it from numerous people.
He has to bring a loaf when he comes.
Yeah, and we'll get.
just chop it up on
There's
here.
your next partnership too, Tony.
Have we done any live sample? We haven't done any live sample. Oh, we did. Mastermind's protein, hemp
we
protein.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's been good. It's been fun. I don't know. You want to?
No, I think we start wrapping it up.
Yeah. You want to hit up the question?
So Kelsey, we have 2 questions we ask every guest. Look at her. She's like,
already.
"Oh." She's like, I'm sweating. We have 2 questions we ask every guest.
Okay.
First, if there was a movie about your life, who would you want to star as you?
Like a celebrity or anyone?
Anybody.
I guess anybody actually.
Like
yeah.
probably like a celebrity.
Pick someone that
Okay,
people
Katy
might know.
Perry.
Katy Perry?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Everyone always tells me I look
Yeah,
like
I can
her.
see that. That's
I
very
can
cool.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the eyes, I
She
can
can
see
be
it.
me.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And then my question is, if you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Wow. It's a loaded question.
That's how I know she doesn't listen to our podcast. She never makes it
No,
that
I
far.
never made it to the end.
Never made it to the
but
end.
I have.
I kinda
I
like
don't
it.
even listen to the end.
I
don't
kind
listen
of
to ours
like
either.
it. Well, you're here for them.
I know.
I like that people aren't ready for it because it's like, ooh, if they're ready, it wouldn't be as
Yeah.
fun.
Stumps a lot of people.
Yeah, it does.
To my younger self, I think that I have it. So my advice would be to never give up your power in a situation, in a belief, in the way you interact with others, especially, to never let someone take away your power. But in order to do that, you have to reserve it and make sure that, you keep it and that you never give that up. I think that's super important.
That's a good one. We've never had
Great
an answer
advice,
like
no.
that. Yeah, that's
We've
a
had
good
some
one.
really good ones lately, some unique answers lately.
Yeah.
But mine's the best.
Yeah,
Of
number one,
course.
for sure.
Of course,
All of
because you're
it,
here
put it
today.
on the wall.
Because you're here today.
Yeah. Never give up your power.
I thought she was gonna say something like, "Don't kill."
Put
Don't,
it on a sticky note. Never give your power.
I
Yeah.
thought she was gonna say something like, "Don't kill the eyebrow lady first day." Like that's it.
There's the callback
there's the
joke. Now it's
callback.
time to wrap this damn episode up. 'Cause I don't
That's
wanna
it. We
hear
gotta wrap
these
it
jokes
up.
again.
Kelsey, if people want to find out more about you, if they want to get a hold of you, join some of your virtual classes, how can they get a hold of you? How can they find you?
So you can check out my Instagram. It is the Kelsey Rose. You can also check out my website. It is kelseyrosefitness.com.
How do you spell Kelsey?
Kelsey, just like the restaurant.
I'll remember it. I'll hit it up.
Well, do you know what? Because it's so true. Some people spell Kelsey like
I-E.
Kelcie,
Yeah.
I spelled it
Kelsi.
right.
I would hope you'd spell it right. She's our guest. Like,
True.
Yeah.
other than that, anything else you wanna say?
No, thank you so much for having me. It was so fun.
No, thanks for
now
coming.
I'm not
Fun.
going to go to bed tonight because
Oh,
I had
that's
espresso.
right.
right
We-
before.
I feel like you had great energy. It was
I
good.
did. No, it really woke me up. I was-
Mind you, also Kelsey told us that she goes to bed at 8 p.m.
yeah, I do.
What?
time is it?
That's what she said earlier. She's like, Pastor
What about
bedtime.
8 p.m.?
Between 8
I'm
and
not
10.
saying I'm shocked. I mean,
Well,
that's
what-
still pretty early. Most people I know 9, 10 is
Yeah.
8 is what the
I wanted to ask actually. I
When
forgot
you
to
wake
ask
up
this
at?
earlier.
Okay, but
What, yeah, I was gonna say, what's a normal what's a morning look like
so,
for you?
yes, a morning, and this is great that I'm saying on this podcast because I get DMs every day. What's your morning routine?
Wait, time out. Also, so
It's
when
actually great. And why did we ask this?
when I messaged Kelsey to come on the podcast, I hit her up and we're friends on Instagram.
Sure, I'll come on at 7 a.m.
I hit her up on Instagram and then she takes a couple days to respond. She goes, I get too many DMs. Can you email me the info? I was like, whoa, too popular
No,
for us.
honestly, because I'll open DMs sometimes, and if I don't have time to respond,
We weren't. important
sometimes
enough, George. But she didn't know you were. A
I'll
tourist, that's
forget
why.
to get back. But
Yeah, if I hit her up, she would have responded right
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Sorry,
now
Just kidding.
Sorry,
Continue.
yeah.
Your mornings.
Well, okay, pre-COVID, I would have a 6 a.m. client Monday to Friday, which means I was waking up at 5:15 every day, minus the weekends. So in the winter, when it gets the light, it's dark out at 5 or
5
6
p.m., yeah.
p.m. By 8 p.m., I'm tired.
Oh, well, if you're up at 5, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
So between 8 and 10, that would be my bedtime. But now it's summer, it's lighter out until about 9.
so
9 p.m.
So
is
now,
bedtime.
now it starts to get dark. When the sun comes out, Kelsey's like, okay, it's bedtime.
It also depends on what my morning's like. So usually between 9 and 10:30. Last night I got a little crazy.
She stayed up at 11.
11:15.
I went to bed at 11, not gonna lie. But that's because I couldn't fall asleep. So
People I can't fall asleep. I was up till 2 a.m. Kelsey, I
Yeah.
can't fall asleep. I was up till 11:30.
yeah.
That's funny. I'm more never used to be a morning person. Still not if I'm hungover. I'm the most miserable in the morning.
Yeah.
But I prefer to go to bed earlier and wake up
Yeah,
earlier.
I really thrive in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more a morning person.
Yeah.
I hate the mornings.
Yeah, I don't call. I don't get a hold of you till 11 every day.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't
once
call
you
Ricky.
get
No,
used to it,
I'm up.
though,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
wake up every
bad.
day at between 6:30 and 7 every morning because I work
Yeah.
out every morning now.
Yeah.
Just the only access I have to a gym
Yeah.
is at my parents' house. So I've
Yeah.
been basically
Yeah.
moved back into my parents' house. So
Yeah.
I don't between work and side projects, the podcast. When I leave my house at 8:30, 9,
Yeah.
I don't get back till 9 or
there's-
10
yeah,
at
there's
night.
no chance
So it's
a
not like I
workout
could
is
drive to the
happening
gym and work out, and
anything.
I'm not driving to my parents' house to work out to come back
No.
to come downtown to record a podcast.
doesn't make sense.
Once I leave, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Right, and I'll pack lunch, dinner, and everything. But yeah,
That's what I love where I am now. I'm everything I need is in my community here. My office is 5 minutes away. Golf's close.
perfect,
There's
yeah.
tracks to run close by.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
convenient.
nice.
Yeah. That's it.
Anyways, yeah, this was awesome,
That was a lot of
Kelsey.
fun.
So much fun.
Thanks so much for coming
Thanks
on.
for
Finally
having me.
agreeing to
Finally agreeing. I was always in.
yeah, just
I never said
too
no.
busy with her DMs.
Sorry.
That was
Again,
good.
people want to find her at the Kelsey Rose.
Yeah.
KelseyRoseFitness.com was
Yeah.
the website.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll share all the links. And other than that, signing off, pals.
Bye.
Peace.
You like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain, and I don't remember all of my mistakes and every high. Got alone, no one thing.